Hello. Today I will be cleaning my craft room. So behind me I have shelves and a little cubie, but what you don't see behind me is all the stuff on the floor. And then if we continue, my desk. And then all of this. This is decently organized, not great. But the goal is to tidy all of this up, organize like the 15 ongoing projects that I have, and make this a functional space again. Another side goal I would like to do is take my fabric and fold it nicely so that it's easier to cut. I'm getting a lot of fabric from a free art and craft supply closet in my area, and so you can like donate and take stuff. Anybody can at any time, but that means like there's weird cuts and folds and clipped edges, and so I would just want to straighten it all up, make it a rectangle, fold it like with the fabric and everything so that it's easier to use and for me to actually have the initiative to do a sewing project, because then I won't have to fold all of this and, you know, clean all the whole desk in order to fold it all nicely and yada yada yada. So I've got a lot of fabric lately. I've been collecting. I have at least 2 sewing projects I'm in the process of. I have a pile I've just been accumulating because that I don't want to deal with. And I also moved in, I don't know, within the past 6 months I moved into the space. So some things aren't organized still in general, like my closet. It's like camping stuff and also just a tub full of stuff I don't know what to do with. So it would be nice to clean those areas that haven't been messed with since I've moved. And also find good storage for this. I have this bag of cones of thread. I need to figure out something to do with that because my dog wants to eat the thread. We can't have that. So those are the goals. Overall clean. Tidy my 2 sewing projects. Clean any other clutter. Clean my pile. Organize the forgotten areas. And I've got a lot of dog hair in here, so find the floor in order to clean the floor. Because this is, you know, I've got a little, I'll show you. I've got this little cubby hole. My dog sleeps in there when I'm working, but she's a husky, so there's hair everywhere all of the time. But when there's shit on the floor, I can't clean the hair. See the problem? So that's what we're gonna be doing today. It'll probably be mainly time lapses. I am chatty, so also chatty, but I'm not skilled enough to do voiceovers yet, so that will be for another day. That's the plan. It is, oh, I don't know what time it is. I just see me on my watch. I think it's about 9 a.m. It's about 9 a.m., maybe 9:30. I had a Pop-Tart today. I should eat breakfast as well. Oh, take my medicine. All right, that's the plan. Let's get to it. Okay, first things first, cleaning the desk so that I can use it to organize things. And go. Okay, this looks a little better. I now have my sewing stuff here, and I'm going to keep putting sewing stuff here that I need to organize. And then I have bookmarks and just small other like things in this pile and paper here. So I need to clean that area in order to find a spot for these things, which means I need to clean the pile off the floor. So let's go deal with that nonsense and see how it goes. Quick break to appreciate the sleeping girl. I know her home is tragic, but she keeps moving the blankets, and the blankets are what makes it nice. Okay, I think this is the best angle I'm gonna get with what I have. So goal is clean this and hopefully put this in here. That's the goal. We'll see how it goes. Oh, and this box is just a box of recycling. My far-fetched plan was to shred all of that and turn it into homemade paper. It's been like a year and a half, so I need to just take that to the recycling bin. But I don't want to, but I should, because like I can get more paper. I'm going to use more paper. I have more recycling. So maybe I'll do that today as well. I should. It'll make more room, and this box is ugly, so. All right, let's get to it. Okay, now I think we're getting to a point in order to organize this, I need to refold my fabrics and cut them down to manageable sizes. As for the pile, mainly gone. I have subsections of pile that will go here. So I need to fix this in order to do that. So we're going back to the other POV, but it's getting better. I really believe so. It's 10:50. I did check the time after I was shooting in the beginning. It was 9:20. So it's been an hour and a half, but I'm feeling good. I feel like I can get this done hopefully before noon. So that's a win, because then I can craft the rest of the day and clean the rest of my house. had to get called away for a work emergency. I'm back. I'm eating lunch. Still cleaning. Still cleaning. It is 12:30. I left a little over an hour ago. We can do it. It's probably gonna take longer than expected. It'll probably be another hour or two. An hour would be the same estimate I said earlier. 2 hours. Plus, if I also want to clean the shelf that you are on, not just the fabric shelf, which that's starting to look good. Yeah? And I'm getting a little cold, so I need to start moving around so I can stay warm. Or I just put on pants. But shorts are comfy. So, still working on that. I've got a bunch of buttons on the floor I need to pick up. My dog's butt is right there. And I brought the broom so I can start sweeping all the fur and the tiny clothes scraps. But I'll tell you now, right there, that bundle of fabric is cotton. Yeah, that bundle is mainly sheets and random stuff. There's a Christmas tree skirt that's pretty much done. Someone else made and they donated it. So I just want to finish sewing it together and give it away or use it at my coffee shop that I own. So that's that pile. The sheets are out, they're all nice and clean, except my dog, who's a menace. She is, she's not a jumper. So she tried to get on the bed, and in that venture, she ripped up one of my sheets, the fitted sheet. So I have the other one in the pillowcases there. That's the dark brown. I have some old ones from my childhood I can use for like a kid thing. And the green is a duvet that, yet again, she ripped with her toenails on accident. So it's a good fabric that I can use. I already bought it. Might as well use it. This stack here is thick napped corduroy and other thick fabrics. This is hard. This pile is corduroy that's small nap and very soft. I don't know why I like corduroy so much. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with them. I'd like to make clothes. What one of these projects are that I've been kind of cleaning are these little mice. I've got 2 of them. This was my first one, so he's got a bum leg, but I really like them. I have a pattern for a bunny as well, and I have patterns to make them little clothes. So that's why I have like these tiny little scraps of fabric in here is for the little clothes. So I'm super excited to be making those. That's one of the projects that were on the table that we've cleaned. And so right now I'm just kind of figuring out what I want to do with my crochet hooks, my knitting needles. I have a lot of these supplies in my bedroom. I don't know if I want to bring them in here or put them in my living room so they're easier to manage. Because right now where they're at in my bedroom, it's like a storage trunk, so you kind of have to, there's layers to it. So anyways, I have more easily accessible storage in my living room. So I'm mentally debating if I want to move that stuff. For now, I'm just going to put it in a pile and say, you know, if I want to rearrange all of that stuff, I can do it on another day and just put it where it's at right now. But this is like my to-go craft project bag. So that's this I was cleaning out earlier. And while it doesn't look horribly different, I feel like things are getting cleaned. So I'm feeling good. And I've eaten, so I'm refreshed. Let's keep going. Keep going. Okay, I think I'm done. It is almost 2 p.m. So it took an extra hour than I thought, plus the hour break in between. I like how it looks. Obviously it's not spotless. This pile is 4 different projects. So this baggie is full of my tiny mice ventures, and clothing and fabric for them. I have a pattern cut and fabric picked out to make a corset. Let me show you. And this was bought from Etsy, but I don't remember the person who made the pattern. I could probably link it. And I can link the pattern for the mice if you're interested. This is another how-to packet of how to screen print shirts at this local company that does classes. And then you can use their machinery and your screen printing stuff. So this is instructions for when I go back to do that. I have another pattern. This is my little elephant pattern. I've made at least 5 of these. Again, this pattern doesn't have the artist's name on it. I can probably link it. But it's a very simple stuffed animal pattern and amigurumi. Considering I don't really like amigurumi. So this isn't the finished one, but it looks similar to that. But I use velvet yarn to make it plush. And I usually do them themed pink or blue. And I give them to women for like baby showers, people that I know, for their babies. So that's fun. So that's, I'm not actively working on any of these. I just need to find a spot where I put my patterns so I know where they will be in the future. But it's got a sleeve on it now, so it'll be protected. Honestly, I could probably find a binder for it, considering that it's in a 3-hole punch sleeve. And then this big pile here is fabric that I've cut for these book pouches. The book pouches are, some of these, I have 2 patterns that are almost done. So I saw these. I will put buttons here, and then I put a little brand plate on here, and then it's a sleeve. So for me, especially when I read, I bring my book everywhere with me. Like I have a book in my crochet bag I was showing you earlier. So the book corners always kind of curl inwards, and I hate that. I don't like damaging my books, especially because the book now is at least like $15 if you get it new. So I've been making these book pouches and selling them, and people seem to like them to protect their books. So I've got a whole stack. I got this design that just needs the finishing details, and this design, a little celestial, that needs the finishing details, and it's black on the inside. But I have 4 patterns here. So those are those 2. And I have a white and a mushroom to make. And then, like, my fabric's already cut. I just need to sew them together. But I haven't worked on this in a while. So, and then I have a plant themed with a little baby pink, because in there's little splashes of baby pink, so I think the pink is a good lining color. So that's what is in this pile, are my projects that I've been working on or that I want to work on, all right here so that they're present in my mind. And then I have this project, which is a huge endeavor. This is for my coffee shop. And I mentioned the free arts and crafts supply closet, so that is also located in my coffee shop. So I have about 95% of this fabric was free from the coffee shop or from the closet. And I bought some of the navy blue, just like plain fabrics, just to make it a little more cohesive. But it's just a patchwork curtain. They're huge. I have huge windows, and it's very sunny, which is nice, but it's also very cold in the winter. And I mean, now I'm wearing shorts, so I started this probably a month ago, and I'm in Michigan, and it's 60 degrees today, which means it's essentially summer. Duh, for us. But this is the project I've been working on for that. So that's what this bag is. From the very beginning of the video, this is all of the fabric. Some of the panels are sewn, some are arranged to be sewn. I grabbed more fabric for an added design, because I have a lot more flat colors than I do design colors or fabrics. So this whole thing is another project with a lot going into it. So, and then for the curtains, I'm gonna line them with fleece, all navy blue, and it's cheap fleece blankets just from Amazon. It's, you know, the least expensive I can get. I thought about getting fleece from Joann with their closing sale, but that wasn't gonna happen. That was still very expensive. So I can get really cheap fleece from Amazon, and it's a batting and a backing combined. And then I'll put that facing the exterior, so it's just a solid color exterior, and then on the inside of the store you'll see the panel work. So I'm excited for that to be done. I think it will look really good and make that space more inviting, but it's gonna take a while to finish. So I'll just be working on that every once in a while when I have the energy to do that. So I've decided I'm not cleaning this shelf that you're on today. It could be better. It could be worse. See, like, there's some piles, but I know this is like my junk journaling. This is my markers and my books. This is my paint. And up here, this is kind of just like the random stuff, like diamond painting and what's up there? Puzzles are up there. Little, what are those? Miniature kits. Just little projects that are more tedious. Those are up there if I want to do like a big endeavor one day. So, I think that's all I have for you. I think I'm going to junk journal with all of my desk space. And over here, dun, 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 floor. So I've got my chair over here, which fits nicely here, and then I bring it around to the other side when I need to. But I'll show you. Here, well, now the chair's in the way. Here is stabilizer, some patterns. I've got yarn in some like scrappy fabric in here that I have a plan for. Here's pattern books. This here, you would have seen me playing with floppy disks earlier. I know, but my sewing machine is like 20 years old. So it operates with floppy disks for the embroidery part. But it's a Brother Disney combo embroidery sewing machine, which is very nice. But it's just 20 years old, so you gotta use the floppy disks. But this was a gift from my aunt and uncle who pretty much taught me how to sew, or have been teaching me more in depth on how to like actually quilt things and follow quilting patterns. Like, I knew the basics of sewing, but they taught me how to actually make a quilt and how to do embroidery on the machine. So they gave that to me. So this compartment is floppy disks, and then here I have mainly velvet yarn. Here is just random acrylic yarn. This compartment down here is burnout blanket scraps, and these are full skeins of burnout blanket. And down here, this is yarn I got from the craft supply closet. So with that yarn, I am working on in my crochet bag, or my crochet knit yarn project bag. So if I have time at work, I can knit, and I got that yarn for free. I'm going to be making hats with it, and I'm donating it to the same nonprofit that has partnered with me to do the free art and craft supply closet. I'm partnering with them, but they have an initiative called Warm Up, enter city name. So they collect handmade crochet and knit warm gear to give to local shelters in the area. So that's a cool cause, and it was all free. The knitting needles were free, the yarn was free, and I can just do and make some hats for some people who need them, which is super nice and cool. Yay. And I'm pretty sure, because that's Woolies Thick and Quick, I'm pretty sure that came from a Joann's closing sale too. So the person who initially bought it probably got it on sale as well. So super fiscally responsible all around. Anyways, oh, and then this pile here, I'll show you about this pile. Just so we like clear up all of the lost, or the loose ends for the clean desk. Because to me this looks great. To you, if you're type A, which I'm not, if you're type A, you're like, ah. Anyways, I have some hardware and tools I need to go bring to my tool area. This is a mainly finished book cover. There's no buttons on it, but I kind of jacked up the fabric, so I'm not selling this one. But here's the nameplate, CDP. But I just put my bookmarks in here. I'm like, oh, it's a bookcase. I can put all my extra bookmarks in here, and I'll put this in my bookcase. So this pile here is go bring this upstairs and put it away. These I need to finish off so I can sell them, little cotton washcloths. And one more loose end from over here this and this is all scrap yarn and fabric. So I'm going to be finding something I can do with this. What I like to do with scrap yarn and fabric is stuff my amigurumi with it. Or I made a big pillow. I put a whole bunch of this stuff in the pillow. You just put normal stuffing around the outside, and then you can pack it full of yarn scraps, fabric scraps. As long as it's like loosely cut up so it's still fluffy, it works great. Yarn, you just don't want to put a ball of yarn. You want it to be loose. You don't have to cut it up. But if you're doing fabric, you want to cut up the fabric, make it smaller so that it's more squishy in the middle. But you just put normal stuffing around the outside, shove this stuff in the middle, and you're recycling, you're not throwing stuff away, and it's really not a waste of your money either, because you paid for all of the yarn and all of the fabric. Might as well use all of it, right? So a lot of these scraps are from the big curtain panels, from cutting all of that fabric. So I've got a lot more than I normally do, but I'll figure out something to do with it. Anywho, I'm gonna go do some crafts with my clean space. Clean to me, cleaner than it was previously. I got rid of 2 grocery bags of garbage, 1 grocery bag of old tech. I need to figure out how to recycle, like old charging cables and everything. And I started a bag to redonate to the closet, because the cool thing about the closet, I take stuff home a lot, but I also bring stuff there a lot. If it's not serving me, give it to someone else. So, I hope you liked the video. Have a good day. My dog is passed out. I'll show you one more time. What a goofy, yeah, I'm laughing at you. All right, see you guys later.